Hi friends, and welcome back to Lily's reading. Today we're going to do a general love reading for all the earth signs. And for those of you that don't know how I do my readings, I'll show you. This column is going to be Taurus, this is going to be Virgo, this is going to be Capricorn. Now, if you are a cross watcher, I welcome you to, come on in and pay attention. All right, so let's see where we're going with this. All right, so on the top I have pulled the Hidden Oracle truth, and this is what your person wants to say. And this can be you or your person, but it says, I hid who I really am from you. All right, so now looking at the bottom, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups is someone who is very overly emotional. King of Cups is an emotional person. They can be hot or they can be cold depending on, what you're bringing in. So your King of Cups, it feels like it's like he was or she is a, person's person, per se. So here we have is, there's a decision that you needed to make. And maybe somebody was being sneaky, they involved you in a third-party situation, or they weren't really telling the truth. So that's where the Magician comes in, because it's working with spirits. It is working with universe. It's working with your higher power. So there was something, maybe somebody was doing work on you, magic work, and you couldn't figure it out what was happening. Just so you know, also, we have water, we have swords, and then we have the Magician. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the Magician also represents the Gemini, Virgo. All right, so there was something. I honestly feel like there might have been a third-party situation where somebody, was using their intuition. Maybe they have you on lockdown. There's something that was going on to where your person wasn't letting you go. So there's a major decision that you need to make as well. The spirit guides and angels, give us more to this story. And it's funny because I always see cases where you're like, no, my person would never, ever do magic on me. You don't know that. You really don't know that. You'd be surprised. So spirit guides and angels, and it's also Magician is working with higher power, universe. Universe gives you a set of skills, maybe something for you to wake up on. In this situation, you needed to make a certain decision because there's something that you learned or you're learning really quickly, I feel. It's almost like spirit had put someone in your way and they were like, here, we need you to see something. Maybe it was like you need to break away from who you're with. I don't really know the case, but you do have two pages of swords. And I feel like you received two types of messages over here, right? One is, you're feeling like you've got one foot in the door, one foot out the door. And the other feeling is there's something that you need to learn, something that you need to close before you can step out the door. And that's the Page of Swords, right? She's learning, she's got light bulbs on, she's figuring something out where this, I always say his feet are not here, they're up here, right? So it's like one foot in the door, one foot out the door, or there's cold feet, or there's something. It's like you're getting ready to make a move, but yet you can't figure out why you can't leave this situation. And I think honestly, I think for a lot of you, there is someone who is doing work on you. So you might want a cleansing. So spirit guides and angels, what is your advice? Right? And that can also lead to, I hid who I really am from you. Your person might have hid that, right? But it also is, maybe there was a third-party situation as well, and there was, third-party situation. Hello, it has to be hitting, right? So spirit is like, here's the situation, because in some sense it's almost like we keep playing games, we keep going back and forth, we keep, we can't figure it out. The Emperor is someone who is, he is a leader, he's a boss type of figure, he's in control, and he's making his own moves, and he's making the moves that makes him happy. But in the same sense, you've got devil energy. So you might be making the wrong moves is what I want to say. So spirit is saying like, hey, you need to make a decision or you're going to get a tower moment. Tower moment is when we come through and we, upheave your entire life. And we make sure that you're uncomfortable until you start making these decisions, because whatever you're doing has been hanging on for a very long time is what this feels, or there could be some going back and forth with some manipulation. So maybe it's the both of you. Both parties are doing the same exact thing to where they're both hiding from each other. All right, so now let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, it says up here in the top, so many things remind me of you. It feels like a breakup. It feels like, your person is reminiscing, or maybe it's you, right? Here we have is someone who is single. Someone who, they say like single and ready to mingle, right? But she didn't send her birds out yet. She didn't send her birds. So she's, she has a choice. She can do whatever she chooses to do because she's single, but she hasn't made any type of a move yet, right? To where the King of Wands is, because your person or you might be the type of person that, you're walking down this path of yours. You're a loyal person. You're walking down this path of yours, but it's almost like something is not letting you, visit or do what you want to do. It feels really weird, to tell you the truth. It feels like the sense of like, and let me see if I can, show you guys in a way. It's like he is the king, and he's sitting there and he has his staff in his hand. But the lion is not letting him make a move. It's not letting him get away. There's something in your life, or you're trying to move on, but you are single, but your person might be, looking in social media, hanging over your shoulder, might be doing something in the background. There's something, because even your path over here, it zigzags. So it's like right when you think you're doing something great, you keep zigzagging. So it's like maybe you're the type of person that you don't want to, fall in love. There's a specific reason, and something is holding you back. So where we have is so many things remind me of you. It's almost like you're stopping to smell the roses on these zigzag. Like I can't believe I'm moving forward. The further I get, the more I start to pull away from my person. There is something that's definitely going on, and you guys could be dealing with a earth, which is towards Virgo, Capricorn, or you could be dealing with a fire, which is, sorry, this is a pentacle, but you could be dealing with the fire, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and the same as pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But there's something that's going on in here, and maybe, you and your person broke up, but now you're standing on the outside. You're outside looking in, wondering, is it okay to go into this house? Is it okay to visit this house? Maybe you're driving by this house and you're thinking, there's something in here, but I'm not really sure, because I feel like if I reach out, my person is going to be cold towards me. Or maybe you feel I'm not good enough and the poverty is not letting me in. Here's the thing though. Are you assuming these things, or did this really happen? Because you don't know until you make the first move. You don't know what your person is thinking, and here we have is, again, so many things remind me of you. It's both parties, you and your person. If you're going through a separation that was that bad. So spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more to the situation. You both needed to go on your own journey, but your person is going to return, is what this feels like. All right, because it feels like the fool. The fool is someone who's afraid, someone who wanted to start a journey, someone who needed to better themselves, and they were afraid, but yet they jumped off the cliff and trusting to where their intuition was going to take them, where spirit was going to guide them. They took this risk. They will be returning here at the Nine of Wands. It's someone who returns, but they're returning with, it's something that I keep hearing in Spanish. I don't know if a lot of you guys speak, Spanish, but I'm just going to say it in this way. It's like, tu persona se fue, pero se va a regresar para atrás. Just because ellos han trabajado, I'm trying to say it in English and Spanish, so it's taking me a little bit to get it out. But I just feel like your person left. They're going to come back. They left you for work. fueron a buscar dinero. Maybe que ellos se sentía pobre cerca de ti. You know, maybe they felt like they were, you know, in poverty, you know, next to you and they couldn't give you anything. Pero se van a regresar para atrás because you have the 9 of Wands, you know. Your person is coming back and they're coming back with stability, you know. So just pay attention, please, because your person is coming back. You are both suffering in 2 separate ways. I don't know how else to put this. And again, if this is you, please do, you know, put in the comments that you claim this. So spirit guides and angels, what is your advice? And here's the other thing, right? If your person is coming back, or maybe it's also like you need to go get your person. Maybe that could be the other thing, you know, but make sure that you are where you need to be before you go and get your person, because it looks like you're worrying. So you might as well complete the things that you said that you was going to do, right? So here we have is the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands, here we are. It's a rush. It's doing things in a spurt. So maybe your person is going to come rushing in, or maybe you're just going to go rushing in and to find your person. But there has to be a conversation on what you've been going through, because even at the 8 of Swords, you know, it's like depression. You know, it's like you go rushing in and then you kind of stop yourself from you talking to your person. And this is more of like what spirit is showing you what's going on. It's like you stop yourself. You feel like you're stuck. And spirit says, ahora no es tiempo de jugar víctima. Now is not the time to play the damn victim. That's what spirit is saying, because you keep letting things go further and further and you're not fixing the certain situation, right? So ya es tiempo de tienes una conversación. So Ace of Swords, it's time to have this conversation, because you keep in your mind of all these things that you wanted to say. So now it's time for you to step up. Because if you don't step up, these birds, they're going to keep bothering you. You know, you have like a little bird here. You have birds that are here. They're going to keep bothering you, because crows are protectors and they want you to succeed. In order for you to succeed, they need you to see things. So like spirit says, now is not the time to play victim. Ahora no es tiempo de jugar víctima. You know? So that is the advice that spirit gives to you. So now we're going to move over to Capricorn. Capricorn is the timing just wasn't right for us. So maybe, you know, what I see is there was a time where you might have met your person, or you might have felt like you met your person. And maybe at that time, it was like something that you were supposed to learn. The both of you are supposed to learn. And maybe that time wasn't right for you. Maybe, you know, spirit, they give and they take, right? And so maybe this person keeps coming in and out of your life to where, you know, it feels like it's not the time, because we're not learning anything. And maybe that's what it is like we want to get into an easy, comfortable flow with learning from our person, but are you learning the things that you should be learning? Or are you spending more time arguing? There's something that is going on, because here you have the Page of Swords. There's a conversation that is coming your way. And I don't know, maybe you'll be okay with it. Maybe you won't. But it seems like there's a conversation. And it's like, you know, you might be the light at the end of your person's tunnel. Your person is going to try to come back and they're going to try to have a conversation, but it's an immature, because Page of Swords is not the king. It's not the queen. You know, page is just something of the beginning. So if this is something that keeps going back and forth, you keep starting from the beginning, where we should have been over this already. So that's why you have that card, is the timing is just not right, because your person wants to come back, but it's also like it's crazy when you see the Hierophant right here. And I'm just going to point out again, is we're dealing with an air sign. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Here you have the Page of Pentacles, and then you have the Hierophant. So Page of Pentacles is an earth sign, so you could be dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn yourself. Or you could be dealing with the Hierophant, which the Hierophant is a Taurus. All right. So when I see this, it's like two people that need to learn, two people that are visiting, you know, someone, that are talking to someone, and they're getting really good advice. They're getting good advice to where these conversations can, you know, grow, where we can learn. It feels like also, like if a lot of you are religious and you're talking to your padre, there's something that they're giving you certain type of advice, right? So, but also this is almost like spirit. I feel like in some ways this is kind of like spirit. Somebody's listening to you, but somebody is not taking any sides. This person is just stepping back, and they are just listening to what you're trying to tell them, you know. And it's like a he said, she said, you know, like, but so and so did blah 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 blah, like, but this person is stepping back and they're assessing the situation from two different point of views, because they don't want to be in the middle. They don't want to have to take sides. Okay, so I feel like with the Page of Pentacles, there is going to be a small offer that is going to move your way. Again, this person is, I feel like they might be taking their time coming through, but I do feel like it's like a small type of offer that they want to give to you. So spirit guides and angels, let's get some more to this story. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to what I have to say. This small offer might be something new that is coming your way for a lot of you, okay? Because you do have the Empress, and the Empress is, I always say, it's the birth of a brand new idea, okay? So there's something new that is coming your way, and this new is going to bring you, like, it's going to bring, like, the child in you out, the inner you that you've been holding back for a very long time. But I also feel like the Knight of Wands is, like, this offer that is coming your way, or more to the story is, like, maybe the Knight of Wands is someone who likes to party, someone who likes to celebrate, someone who just likes to, you know, she's just drumming to her own beat, but it also feels like, you know, you don't see what else is going on outside the card. Is she, you know, the type to be in clubs? Is she the type to, you know, celebrate with a ton of people? But she looks like she's having a lot of fun, right? So here we have is she's birthing something new, because she's starting to, you know, pick up her energy. She's starting to raise her vibration to where she's calling in something new. And that's where I feel like that newness is bringing out the inner part in you that you might have locked away for a very long time. And that's probably where this Page of Pentacles is coming from, is there is a small offer that is coming your way. And I don't feel like it's someone that is coming in from your past. I mean, could be, but not the person that you just broke up with, is what I don't feel. But this for me is just a small offer, a small hello, a small let's get a bite to eat, you know, nothing serious. So it's playtime. Spirit guides and angels, what is your advice? You might have maybe a family member or someone that you consider to be family is the one who is going to try to get creative or hook you up with someone. That's what this kind of feels like, is like an abundance that goes around, happiness, family. You know, maybe your person that's coming in is a family person, family oriented. You know, they're getting crafty. They've been watching you, watching the things that you do. And it's like, you know, you for a long time, they've noticed like you just keep accepting the same small crap over and over and over, to where I feel like there is something new that is coming in, because now Spirit is not allowing this anymore. Spirit is taking a lot of things away from you, and it might feel like Spirit hates you, but Spirit doesn't hate you. Spirit needs you to start making moves, and you're not making them, so now they're gonna start making moves for you. So I feel like there's just a small offer that's coming in for you, and they're gonna do it slowly, is what I kind of feel, just so you can start getting used to the buildup, so you can start learning how to love again, so you can start learning how to be you again. This is what this feels like. All right, you guys, I do hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you all on the next one. But I also want to say thank you all so much for liking, for following, for sharing my page. Anything that you can do that helps me get more out there, I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. So I will see you all in the next one. Bye.